Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the garage, guys. Let's see what we can do about getting this mini chopper rolling under its own power, stopping, and actually not anything bootleg like the last video. We did ride it, but it was rough. So let's button this thing up. Let's get it to a good silhouette, a nice stopping, rolling mini chopper. Let's jump into it. All right, guys, so if you've seen the last video, in order to get this thing running, I had to basically make a just a little pipe, because we jetted the carb and got the intake and all that, but I didn't have one. This is actually not a bad little exhaust. I'm definitely gonna hang on to that. But I got my exhaust in. I like it. There's things I like about it, things I'm just not sure. A couple things I want to do. So kind of hangs just below the frame. I think I'm going to put it in my pipe bender, see if I can just kick this up just a little bit. This way it's going to be in line with my frame. And then what I'd like to do is same thing. If I can pinch this a little bit, all I want to do is just take that and just literally an inch closer to the frame. I'll be happy with it. Put the heat wrap. It came with the heat wrap. It clears my leg, but it's nice that it's on there. So we will definitely adjust that. I'm not too worried about it in the in the assembly stages, but did a couple things also offline. Got my chain tensioner on there on both sides, through the valve stems in the tire. All that stuff super boring, guys. Got my valve stems so tires can hold air. What we're going to do today is I am working on doing a couple things with the seat. I'm making a bracket for the rear brake, because we need a rear brake. And then I am going to, so my idea is, it's starting to bend, right? I had it, I rode it a couple times. I want to cut this, so I'm going to cut this flat, put my flat stock, basically make a flat catch. Spring goes down, it's going to sit flat, and then I'm going to weld a bolt, and then we can put our nut on there and bolt this down. So I have a seat, actually I have a little bit of spring action to it. So that's the one project we're working on. And then the next one, same thing, guys. I'm going to fabricate a bracket for the rear brake. So we need to cut us a piece so this catches the rear drum. And in addition, we need a catch where it goes for our rear brake, so you can squeeze the lever and we actually have a brake. So I'm going to get my flat stock, and that's the first thing I'm going to work on, is getting rear brakes on this thing, because the seat's important, but you can't ride it without a brake. Guys, so I'm just cutting a groove to get my bend. So this is what I come up with, guys. So this is going to be my bracket. It's going to go on the bike, and I'll show you that. Bolt, I slotted it for the brake. And then what I'm going to do is I got to get my mark. I'm going to go ahead and weld this onto the back, so this will catch it. So we'll be able to bolt everything in. So I know it seems really confusing. Let me get this welded up and I'll kind of show you what I mean on the bike. All right, guys, so I've got my bracket made. It's a little toasty. So on the back, you'll see it's gonna go in like this. And then I'm going to bolt my brake drum to this. And then on the back side, this is what's going to catch my brake. This will go in there, and I'll be able to adjust it, just like you normally would. It should work out pretty well. I still got to figure out the front portion to catch it. So what my idea is, you see it goes on there. I wanted it to be slotted so I can kind of adjust my tire, tighten this thing down, then we're going to tack it. This will be welded to the frame. This is going to be a part of the frame. I think that's where I'm going to have it, right there. We're going to weld that, and then this will go through that back hole. Boom, and you'll be able to use the brakes. So it should be a pretty sweet setup. So there's the bracket, guys. So I welded it to the frame. You could see you got a catch on the back for my brake, and then this bolt holds the drum from spinning, and it'll pull the brake. So I think it worked out pretty well. Once we color match and paint it, you know, I think it'll be just fine. Let me show you what it works. The other part I'm having is I got to figure out is getting the brake. I'm gonna have to hook this up, you know, so this pulls and connects there and pulls the brake. So all right, so that's the bracket, guys. You can see I've got my bracket welded in, brakes working, and I have the rear drum brake. So kind of had to rig it up. I'm not happy. This cord, or the cable is long. I'm gonna have to get a smaller cable a little bit to reroute it. Rigged it up, but this is just so I can get some test rides. Once it's the right cable length and we can kind of get everything together, this is just, I had to put a spring to pull the tension back, and it's not going to be the final form. So what I'm working on now, guys, is I went ahead and cut the little pieces off for the seat bracket. I went ahead and cut the seat bracket off, and that clears some space. And I've got these. So what I'm going to do is I made some flat metal stock. We're going to weld here. This holds, these are actually for the rear fender. And then I'm going to weld a bolt like that. And what's going to happen is then I'm going to be able to, I'm going to have my seat. So this way we actually have a little bit of a Springer seat. And I'm going to weld those in. These will fall down and you put your bolt on them. So that's what I'm working on now. I'm going to tack these in. Working on tacking everything, kind of getting everything positioned. Once I've got my tire off, I'm going to clean these up. And, you know, again, we're trying to get this to be a good roller, get everything functioning, working properly. You know, I got to order smaller cables, and we'll clean up stuff. I want to cut extra tabs off, and all of that stuff will be at the final prep. So let me go ahead and tack these in, get my bolts welded up, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. Talk about a bummer, guys. So I've got my plates welded in, marked up, and I tacked that one down, and I ran out of wire. So, but basically the gist is it's going to have a bolt, and then we're gonna have the bolts welded down, and then it's gonna be like that. It's gonna catch it. If I want to put a bolt in it, I can. I kind of like being able to pop it up, accessing, you know, my plug wire, you know, plug and all of that stuff. So that's just gonna hold the weight. So, you know, it's gonna be nice and tight, and it leaves enough room for my rear fender, and still not a crazy, you know, gap. I like that. Right, next order of business, guys, is I've got the fender in. So I really like the fender. Obviously, I've just got it sitting here. So what I need to do is start mocking up, and these are drilled and tapped. And it was my hope, I want to use these holes to, you know, drill through to hold the fender. But as you can see, guys, and it's probably going to be more down like that. I don't want it real far back. But unfortunately, when I did this, did the springs, which I absolutely love how the seat turned out. Again, we got to clean it up. The width on the springs are kind of hitting the fender. So unfortunately, I just don't know if we're going to be able to get, we've got some cutting to do, guys. So that's the next thing we're going to work on, is seeing how we can figure out making this fender fit and look right. So yeah, unfortunately, don't think it's going to fit. I might have to make some cross brackets or something. So yep, let's jump on that. Let's start moving and seeing what we've got to do to make this fit. So a little trick, guys, from all the greats: get your spacing, kind of use the chain. So I'm going to put old chain I've got, and then use that to figure out my spacing. See, that pushes it. Yeah, that's about right. I like that, guys. Let's see. So I've got looks like there was a tab there. I didn't cut it off, but I've got a space where I can make a tab. Yeah, see, and we can bolt it here. A lot of figuring, guys. Let you kind of figure I'd record the process a little bit. See, yeah, if it wasn't for them springs, we'd be in good shape. But we need to have enough bounce where it shouldn't hit the rear sprocket. Yeah, it looks about right. was really hoping to be able to use these, but I might be able to make tabs, connector tabs. I'm gonna start marking up some stuff, mark where my chain needs to be cut, get some marks, get an idea how I want to do this. We're probably gonna have to trim out a section, which is normal, and so on and so forth. Biggest hurdle right now, guys, is gonna be these darn springs. And I don't know if I wanted to, thought about looping out, like, but I don't want to have a hole, you know what I mean? If I mark, say hypothetically, where's that put us? Interesting. All right, let me look at it a little bit more and I'll check in with you guys. All right, so got that trimmed down both sides. This is for the chain. It actually ain't bad. So what I did, basically allowed the room, so we'll get our seat pushed down. And then, as you guys can see, that gives me all the clearance I need. Gives me the clearance on my shocks, clearance on my for my seat, and that looks really good. See, I don't hate that. I mean, sure, we've got a little bit of, you know, little cut there, but I think it's minimal. I think it looks just fine, and that clears my seat, so I'm pretty happy with that. Need to get a mark for my where I need a tab at. Good to go. We got to figure out, once we do the back tab, once we get my back tab, we're going to weld a tab so it'll bolt right there. Probably do 2 bolts. Then I got to figure out how I want to do this. So not bad, we're getting there. That'll work. So I went ahead, welded the tab onto the fender, got my bolts and everything. So now it's going to be a one piece. I'm going to bolt this up, we'll flip the seat down and see how everything fits. I've already kind of dry fitted it. I'm pretty happy with how it looks. I want to get those bolts tightened up. All right, so we got that mounted, guys. Seat's got plenty of clearance, you know, but it's tight. I didn't want a big gap there. It's got enough on the chain again, enough clearance here where it doesn't look bad. It's going to protect the back of the engine, well, like it's supposed to. Then you got the cutouts for the springs. Really don't think they look that bad. You know, they're subtle. I tried to make them small, but enough. So, and then it bolts there. So what I think I'm going to do is I might make some metal round stock, maybe a small sissy bar. So it'll go up here. And I'll connect my bolt, and it'll have like a small little point sissy bar up here. So we'll have a tab here where it'll bolt there, bolt here, and then a little sissy bar on the end is what we're probably going to end up doing. And that'll give it another attach point, another point, so it's not going to be flapping. You know, obviously it's going to flap now until I make that. But that's it. That's the silhouette. Let's get this thing on the road. Let's see how it runs. So I'm going to put speed run on. Sounds so good too. That's just the chain bouncing in the rear fender. So I trimmed it, probably need to take a little more out. It sounds good. There it is, guys, running good. Still burning off where I wrapped it, but it sounds good. Yeah, it's got a great sound to it. Idling real good. This is what I was saying, we need to adjust right there. Need to take a little more out of it. No big deal. No big deal at all. And then we'll, like I said, because this is flopping, we'll make our adjustments. So I was saying, guys, it's burning off the heat wrap. The heat wrap's new. We're gonna make a little tiny little sissy bar on the back just to strengthen that up. You can tell the chain with the play, it's rubbing on that. That's the tinging you hear on that ride. Other than that, we got to get the right front brakes. The one I ordered was too small. It just didn't work with the diameter of the drum. And so next video, guys, it's going to take a little bit. So we're at the point where, other than putting the brakes on and buttoning up a few things, I wanted to get this video out to you guys. I know I've had some people asking about it. But after that, it's going to take a little bit of time, guys. I've got to strip this thing down. It's cold. We've got some warm, weather coming, but that stuff takes time. Strip it down, grind off everything, cut off the tabs I'm not going to use, so on and so forth, to get this thing ready for paint. I need a good day to paint it, which is good temperature, get it cured, get it back together. Once we do that, we're going to, run the battery tray and stuff. So, there's still a lot to do, but I appreciate your guys' patience. I appreciate your guys' support. If you can hit that bell notification, stay tuned for the next video. There's still a lot more to come, and then eventually, guys, one of you guys will be owning this thing. I'm going to bring it to whoever wins, and it's going to be your bike. It rips. That 212 is awesome. It's got a lot of power with the straight chain and big rear sprocket. So until next time, guys.